And we return with Kyle Rittenhouse, a name I'm sure you know. We don't probably have to introduce him with his life story. It's pretty well documented. But welcome, Kyle. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me.
So, just for anybody who may not remember, you were a part of the Kenosha, Wisconsin protest, and you armed yourself. You were protecting friends' business, right? Wasn't that the idea in the beginning?
So I went down to Kenosha to watch over that business, but to also provide medical aid to anybody that needed it. That's why I was in Kenosha, to help people and make sure the business didn't get burned down.
So we just heard on a clip we played a few minutes ago from Joe Manchin, who said he can't understand why anybody would need an AR-15. Do you understand why anybody would need an AR-15?
Well, we have our Second Amendment for one,
Yes.
just like our Constitution.
Yep.
And an AR-15 saved my life. If I didn't have that rifle, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah. Really important that you had that with you. A lot of people probably said at the beginning, why did you even go in the first place? That you shouldn't have been there in the first place. How do you respond to that?
Well, I was there. I defended myself, and I'm allowed to be anywhere just like any citizen of America.
Mm-hmm. And they had the right to protest, and you had the right to be there and protect the business and render assistance if it was necessary. So what are you doing now? From what I understand, you're moving to Texas.
Yeah, I'm going to be moving to Texas next couple months, and I'm going to be living in College Station in student housing.
Okay. And did you apply to Texas A&M and you did not get in, or because you're going to Blinn College, right, which is kind of a feeder school for Texas A&M?
Yeah, so I sat down with the academic advisor from Texas A&M where we came up with an education plan. And part of that education plan involves me going to Blinn for the first year. And when I meet the academic requirements, I'll have a direct transfer to Texas A&M come next year.
Okay, so it wasn't they weren't discriminating against you or any of that. You didn't have a problem.
You had
with
a little
that.
bit going on, I think, during your high school days.
Yeah.
Maybe you weren't able to finish everything, right?
Just like any 19-year-old kid my age, well, like when all other 19-year-old kids my age were applying to college, I was on trial fighting for my life.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I know you were there in part because of your EMT background, right? Is that a career field that you're going to be pursuing at A&M, or is there something, what are you going to be majoring in, man?
Well, I haven't declared a major yet,
Okay.
but I actually want to get into aviation.
Nice.
I want to be a pilot. I'm actually in flight school right now learning how to fly.
Cool, man. All right, I like that.
What's life been like for you since the trial?
Well, it's been a little difficult with all the false narratives that have come out. Scared to go out.
You have been scared to go out?
My family, the people in my life have been harassed. My girlfriend has lost friends because she's dating me.
Wow.
I get called like a white supremacist, a murderer, a racist. To my
that was
face.
one of the weird narratives that came up before, during, and even after the trial, that you were some white supremacist. A white supremacist who shot in self-defense white people, by the way.
And they just continue to go with it. I'm not a white supremacist.
Right.
They doubled down, and
I mean, the president of the United States inferred that you were a white supremacist. I mean, that has to.
Yeah.
How'd you take that?
Yeah. How did people make this about race?
I think with the whole election coming up, they wanted to push on a narrative, and they used me as their scapegoat.
Wow. Pretty despicable. And so I'm sure that you've gotten all kinds of flack from people on the left. Do you find it's mostly people on the left that come after you?
Yeah. I feel they give me the most harassment.
And so are you in the middle of suing several media outlets right now?
We actually hired Todd McNurtry, Nicholas Sandman's attorney, now my attorney.
Who did pretty well for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in the process.
Yes.
Yeah. You have you filed a lawsuit, or are you just in the process of hiring lawyers?
I hired Todd, and then he's doing the research on all of them and filing everything. So hopefully soon we'll have some stuff filed.
Okay. And when do you start school in Texas?
I'll be starting August 25th.
What was it about Texas A&M that drew you down here?
So Dave has some friends who are big alumni for Texas A&M. So we came down and we toured the campus, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the environment, the people, and I just wanted to make this a school I want to go to.
Have you had to have security with you?
Yes, I have.
You have. Wow.
So life's not near back to normal for you.
No, I don't think life will ever be back to normal with what happened and how my day-to-day life is. Like, I don't think I'll ever be able to get a job. I don't think I'll have a fair shake, just like any other person my age.
Or if it's the right thinking kind of person and an employer, it would maybe help you get a job. I mean, I speaking for myself, I absolutely respect you. And I am curious, though. Now you've got street cred, man. Because you spent, 3 months in jail, right?
87 days.
What was that like, man?
It was scary. I was there away from my family. I lost a lot of weight when I was in there. I came out weighing 140 pounds when I normally weigh almost 200.
Wow.
I didn't shower for the longest time. My skin peeled off when I took a shower for the first time after jail. And then just the mental trauma of being there in a solitary confinement cell all by myself took a toll on my mental health.
You were in solitary. Was that for your protection, or were you being punished? It was for your protection?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm guessing, though, the jail weight loss program is not one you recommend for other people.
No.
No.
No, I wouldn't recommend the jail weight loss program.
What I started to say when you were talking about how, getting a job and so on, you have a very recognizable face. Have people noticed you in public and made a public scene with you, or have you been able to lay low since the trial?
All the time. Almost every time I go out, somebody's either approaching me or coming up to me or yelling something at me as they walk past. I've been flicked off a couple times. I've been called a white supremacist a couple times.
Sure. God, it's insanity. Where's the gun, by the way? What happened to that?
So I decided to have that rifle destroyed. So it's now into a bunch of pieces.
So it has been
Yes.
destroyed. Okay.
It's really tough. It's because, like you said, you're going to have to live with this for a long time. Hopefully things will subside, calm down for you. But you mentioned that you didn't expect to be able to get a job because of all this?
Yeah, like if I want to say I want to apply for a major airline when I have my pilot license, I feel like they may look down upon me to hire me.
Yeah, boy. You
Wow.
might want to go the private route, maybe. I have no idea how the aviation industry works, but that might be the reality in all this, that you end up having to be a private pilot for a company. I mean, they are out there, so just something to keep in the back of your mind, I guess.
Well, we wish you good luck. And I hope things go really well for you at Blinn and afterwards. It's great that you're coming to the great state of Texas, though. I think things will improve once you're here.
I love Texas. It's a great state.
I think you'll find a more welcoming group of people here in Texas. So thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for
Thanks
having
a lot.
me.